Hello, hello. Today I didn't really feel all that creative, so I was just going to go into my backlog of classes. And this is one of the very many that I have waiting for me. This class is by Kitten Clatter. It's an online class, and I didn't need to take them. I think it's a really helpful class if you want to learn more about coloring and shading and whatever. This actually, this class lets you have a lot of drama in your coloring. And normally I don't color for drama, but that doesn't mean I don't want to know how to color for drama. So I'm just going to follow along. I can't listen to anything because then it would be a copyright violation. So I'm just going to color and you can watch me. And if you have any questions, feel free to shout out. I'm going to be looking down a lot of the time though, so if give me a second to listen to you. I mean to notice your comment. Yeah. So I'm just adding shading at this point. To the arms and the skin, and I'll go through and lighten it up after. But because it's a curved object, there's going to be light on the backside and the two sides away from you, and then it will just be highlighted in the center. So just by adding the shading along the edges, you're giving the picture more depth. So to do that, you just add the darker where the highlight would not be. In this case, it's along both sides of the arm. And then there would be a shadow here underneath the hair as well. And again, around the back and underneath the clothing. And then this part here would be all in shadow because that's where the arm is going to cover. And then continuing, we'll do the belly will have some shadow, because anything that's up against anything will have a shadow. And most people that do this kind of stuff, they'll just be like, oh, shadow, highlight. So everything has a shadow and everything has a highlight. It could be pitch black and you're still going to see something. So it's just a matter of putting that something where you want it, I guess, where you envision it. So she will have a bit over here. She'd probably have them underneath as well. So I'm going to add the shadow underneath each of these bangles, which isn't going to give a lot of space, but you don't really need a strong highlight there, so it doesn't matter. Add a little bit here underneath the fingers, in between each of the fingers. And on the bottom of this finger. then I think that's really it for now. I'm just going to work on each piece. I'm just following the class really, so it's just a matter of trying to see what she does and then apply it here. Normally I'd be listening along, but music and other people's content on your stream, not really a good thing. Oh, I didn't do the finger here. And I'm just going over it so that there's a blend between the two colors. So there's not like a line where one color ends and the other one begins. And I'm leaving a light line on the end because there's always going to be like a natural highlights on a round object. I don't know. I really can't explain the reasons for. I just know it. I can't really explain it. It's art theory basics. But I actually never went to school, so all of the things that I've learned have just been by watching other people or taking online classes, not like a college art certification. But I guess I do okay, since people tend to buy my stuff, so bonus. Just gonna lighten up this line here so it's blended a lot better. And then I'll leave just a little bit of a space for highlight down here. And this girl has a tan, in case you were wondering. So take the lightest color and just go through. Usually when you go over everything with this lightest color, it will kind of wash out your darks. So, and this is the drama that we've kind of learned in this class and from this person, Alice. Once you go through everything with the lightest color, it lightens your darkest colors. So then what you need to do is just go back and apply them all again, so that you can get that drama back in. Just keep going over it until it blends. what I tend to do is go over where the line is and then go over where the dark is and then where there's white. I don't know if that's a proper way, but that's how I like to do it. These leaves, they're really dark, but it's a tattoo, so it kind of makes sense for the most part. For a drawn tattoo. But we'll go over it with a little bit of green to give it a little bit of more color. And the one thing that I have learned in doing a lot of classes is that never stop. Just keep going. It's going to look weird, and as you add more color, everything will eventually come together. So now she has a nice tan, nice color, and I'm just going to go over everything one more time, and then that will really make the darks dark and the lights light, and add that drama that I mentioned. The good part about doing it the second time is that you already have like a baseline of where the darks are, so you just need to go over what you've already done, and you don't have to be as precise. It doesn't matter how thick, how thin. Once you're done coloring out and everything is blended, it all comes together, and there are no rules. So go back in with the medium color. The medium color is like the base color. It's like the proper color of what something should be. So this girl here has been somewhere with sun. I wonder, can you even hear the marker squeaking? This marker is actually, I think, needs a little bit more ink. But I think I can get through this drawing first before adding, but perhaps not. Sometimes the marker tends to skip when it's really light on ink, or if enough of the alcohol has just naturally evaporated. It's not like supposed to happen, but it does. And then your ink gets really thick. And it doesn't blend as well. we'll see how this one. Oh, squeak, 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 squeak. So right now, just looking at this, this looks so super dark. Oh my goodness. But when you put in all the rest of the color, it'll make a lot more sense. And yeah, this, I don't know if I can, I think I'll need to fill these because I'm noticing a lot of like skipped areas. But I'll let it dry first. And then what's the next part? Next, we're going to do the face. And first we're going to, oh, by the way, I guess this is somewhat important. If you're following along, if you want to do this, these are all the colors that will be used. That's a lot. Before I add, I'm going to just add in where her mouth should be, where her lips are. So I don't cover them with a brown, and then don't get to, she kind of looks like the Joker there, but it'll come together. Since it's a face, I'm gonna lightly go over where the shadows are with a lighter pen, with my lightest color, because you can always go darker, but you can't, it's really hard to seamlessly take away color. So this is where all of the shadow on her skin is. From the hair, from the position, let me give her a little bit of a nose. She looks like a victim of plastic surgery, but it'll come around. So now I'm going to go in with the darkest color and just kind of fine tune that a little bit more. Her face is so small, like just the size of my first digit on a finger. So I have to use really thin strokes and not try to push too much shadow on the picture on her face, because it will just be complete shadow. But she needs to have a little bit where there would be like a natural shadow. Under the nose, under the lip, under the chin. Inside here, it would be dark from her hair sitting on top. then all under here. And then I'm going to leave it a little bit lighter there so there's a bit more contrast between her arm and her neck. You don't really want them to be the same color because then you won't be able to differentiate between them. Let's see. I wonder if this is, I can't tell from this photograph if this little piece here is a break in her hair or what we're going to make it. I think it'll just be a deeper part of her hair. So, I'm going to add a little bit of a shadow under her eye going forward. Just accentuate that part a little bit more. I just want to mark out where the lips are going to end so I don't lose that. And then just go to the second color, which before I do, I'm just going to test to see how bad we are. I don't want all this whole, oh no, we're not bad at all. Okay, we're a little bad. We can top that off. And then I could use a little topping too. How about you? While I'm at it, no, that one's pretty good. All right, 1 second. Oh, I don't have the refill for that. Okay, that might be a little bit of a problem, but not a large one. Oh, jeez. Okay. 11. Wasn't actually really preparing to. Wasn't planning on streaming today. I thought maybe it was a possibility, but then we didn't play Minecraft, and I was just sitting here in the office anyway, and I wanted to just do something nice and kind of brainless, which this is kind of brainless. You know, the picture's already made. I already know what color we need to use. I don't have to really think about anything. So, for me, this is a nice break from making all the decisions. And then I figured, well, why not? Might as well just come up here, say hello. You know, some people find this cathartic. And I'm happy to help them out. All right, I just filled 11, right? And what on earth did I just do with the refill? Ah, here it is. Okay. 11, that's right. So I'm going to take it kind of easier with this E13 since it's not really bad, but it's also not really full. I'm just going to kind of blend what I need to. Not go too overboard with it. Save the ink because I still have more skin or other arm here to do. I think my dog is locked out of the office and she's not happy about it. Oh, poor little thing. She'll live. I know this looks like a mess, but I promise it will come together. This is one of the worst things about coloring and learning to color is to just be patient and see it through. Because you look at that and what a mess that is. It doesn't look like anything. But then you add a little more color and a little more color and a little more color and it comes together. Alright, so the highlights, if we're saying that light is coming from this way or from this way. So then the highlight is going to be right in this area here. So what I'm going to do is just blend this out and then see what I want to leave. If I want to leave anything white, and also see what she says. This is my lightest color. So I guess something like that. And then we'll just do it again, you know, for drama. And maybe you can see like the difference now. This is the exact same thing. The same colors were used on the arm and the back compared to the face. But I went over this one twice, which adds a lot of the shadow back in. And this one is only one time, so you kind of lose that really strong definition. So if you go back again, then you get it back, along with all of the drama. Dark color, base color. Blend it out. And it's already basically done, so you don't really have to be that careful. I mean, obviously you're not going to mess it up, but precision really isn't that important when you're just doing it a second time, because you're just emphasizing what's already been done. And then the lightest color. One more time. Blend in all of those other darks. I'm going to turn it so I can make a little Oh, she looks so dark. Together. I promise. It'll come together. So, let's see. We have more skin. We have this arm, fingers, leg. So, this arm is going to, I guess, essentially have the same shadow as this one in here. So it is behind the leg, so it'll have a shadow here. It's behind her chest, so it'll in this arm, so it'll have a shadow here. We can also leave a bit of a line there and there, and then let's get the top of the arm, and the elbow crook will go in a little bit deeper to give it some definition. Now the underside of all the fingers. And then the legs and feet. Bigger shadow underneath the jeans. And then round it off, taper it down. And then do the whole foot that way as well. So you reach the top, because any light will probably hit around the top of the foot. Give her some toes, and then she'll have a lot of shadow here and underneath here. And she'll also have shadow here. Defining her ankle. And I'm just going to give her a little bit of an arch there. And same thing for this one. This will be in shadow a lot more though because of the bangles, and it's lower. And it will be behind this foot. And in case you're wondering, that's why I ended the shadow on this foot there, was because there's going to be a shadow here. And you can't really see a shadow on top of a shadow. Shadow of bangle. And then a little bit here. A little bit down here. Underneath. Under here. And then just a tiny bit there. So that's the shadow done on those parts. I'm going to add just a little bit here. There's a line naturally, like in the drawing. So I'm just going to add a little bit there to emphasize that. And then I'm going to go over it once with the base color. Over there. Some of these lines are really ridiculously small. Base color, extending, blending out and extending the shadow. Okay, there's a couple of places here where I did not blend as much as I would like. So I'm just going back over where the two colors meet. Okay, and then the lighter color, and here this ankle is going to be the part that sticks out along with the top of the foot. So I'm going to blend all of this first and just make sure that that only gets one layer of color. So it stays the lightest. Because we're going to do this another time, I really wanted to make sure that that was going to stay as light as possible. Because anything that sticks out on someone is going to be lighter, just naturally. So I'm going to go back quickly and add all the shadows again. This one, it did get a little muted, but not actually as muted as the other ones. It's because it's a bigger area. When you have to do such fine, tiny details in such a small area, you don't have the space to emphasize anything. But this is a little bit bigger than the face, so we can add in a bit more detail. Second time of dark. Second time of base. And this is actually the kind of true color of the object. More so, I guess, when you have more colors, because there's nothing that's just really 3 colors and that's it, you're done. But size really affects all of that. And this is just an 8.5 by 11-inch piece of paper, so we're coloring on, you know, 1/20th of it or something. So scale really does help a lot for details. But when you don't have the space for it, you can just fake it till you make it. So now I've left this part and this part white because it's the outermost part and it's where the biggest highlight is going to be on the foot. And now I'm just going to cover over it. Go with this lightest color and color over everything. So it will only have one coat of ink and the rest has 2. So it should pop out a little bit more. I have to add a reminder to get a refill. Really should write that down now for E13. Because if I don't write it down, it doesn't happen. And I'm probably going to find more that need to be refilled. So now we have, she is done. Her skin is done. Oh no, it's not done. I have to do the arm still too. So we have the first shadow down, we'll do the second shadow, or just go over it and blend that out. And then we'll continue. I'm just going over where the 2 colors meet to create that nice kind of seamless blend, the transition from one color to another. Any questions? Anything? Here's an interesting thing. The shadow from the chest is actually in the shape it is, and then the arm goes straight, so it's like a really sharp turn there. But with this color, I'm going to smooth that out because on the body there really isn't a lot of things that are just like completely square. It's more rounded, so I'm just going to blend that out a bit and make it a little bit bigger so it's rounded. And that's just one of the, I guess, the ways you deal with the body. If you were coloring a box, it would be a different story completely. But everything is generally round. Okay, first, this one isn't going to have any like really crazy highlights. So I'm just going to go over it twice with the lightest color. Go over those lines. This is what all coloring is. Blending, blending, blending. Till it's fairly seamless. These fingers are so small, I'm not going to care too much. The shadow, the sharp line there is actually going to help me a little bit better, a little bit more there, but going in with the second color just to get the drama back. There and on the fingers. Second time with the base color. Get some curves in. Blend them out. The second time is a lot easier blending as well because the color is, the paper is already wet. It's saturated from the first layer of everything, or the first coloring of everything. And when it's wet, it helps it blend better. There's a trick if you're having like a real problem blending something with Copics. You can just color in the piece that you want with the colorless blender, which is like the, the pure alcohol, the eraser kind of thing. If you color this in, it wets the paper and preps it so that when you try to go back in for blending, you have an easier time on it. Actually, I'm going to keep this out because I'm probably going to need it at some point. And then quick second layer of the lightest color. And now her skin is done. So next we are going to do her hair, and that is, what colors do we need? Okay, she's going to have two-toned hair, so we need a lot of colors. E89. Do you guys care? Do you want to see what colors I'm using? Do you want me to put the cap so you can see it? Let me know if you do. E49, E89, RB19. E71, RV06, RV09, RV02. I'm just looking to make sure I haven't lost any colors. I like to have them out so I can just grab them and not search for them before I start. I don't want to give things too long to dry. But what do you think so far? Not too bad. Alright, let me see what these colors, make sure I'm not missing any here. E, 89, 49, 71, oh, 74. I thought I needed that. Did I take it out? I didn't. RV 19, 06, 04, 02. Alright. Scroll down here. Get to where I need to be. So you're going to start with the darkest, which in this case is the E49. And you're going to separate all of like the sections that you want to have. Falling out of my chair. So I'm going to start, I'm gonna go the bottom up, I think. So she's gonna have like, it would be darker underneath her arm. She'll have like a really decent shadow there. And her hair is this whole piece, so it'll be above her arm too. And it will be here. And I'm just going to add then it'll be over here will be a shadow from her knee. And also under this arm. I'm trying to color so that you can see and I'm not blocking you. It's quite hard to do. Bangles, yes. It'll be all shadow in here. That bangle is outside. So now we're going to do the other side of the arm. Other side of the arm, neck and face, and we're actually creating separations too. So we're just going to come from here, add in a little shadow there, and then we're going to follow this tip here, and it's going to go down and around and over here. Bangles. We'll create another separation coming down from here and then going past to her elbow. Like that. And then her arm here. Neck and face. This is going to make this look really bad, but trust me, have faith. Okay. And now we're going to add a shadow into this piece here because it seems to be behind this main section And we'll just add some accentuation here. And we'll go up like that. It'll be a shadow from this piece falling over. And there's a line in there, so draw that one. Create one up here at the top. Behind here. And then this little thing that I was worried about before. All right, this is going to be a really dark like a back section of her hair, and this one follows up and follows the curve of the head, so up like this. Like that. And then I can't tell if that's clothing over here under here. I think no it isn't. Okay, so then this will just be a shadow here, and that will be more hair, I assume. And another piece here. And then these pieces over here. And this piece over here. I guess this one can just connect up into that. And that one too. Alright, so those look like those are the most basic of the basic shadows. So now I'm going to go in with let me just take a look here. Okay. So now I'm just going to take this and create all the little kind of strokes of hair. And I'm just going to work on each little section at a time. And they're not going to be large because this is the darkest. So we'll be able to follow it with the other colors going forward. And then they'll grow and blend. So I'm just different sizes, different lengths. I'm going to round off any edges. So we follow the natural movement of the hair. And this is going to go that way. And then we're going to do it from all of these other sides too. Oh, I Probably should have followed this one. This one comes out around here, goes, follows. To there. Ish. The good thing is that there's no right and wrong for this. I forgot a little bit here. So just add some little strokes all in here. And also going up, following oh, doesn't that look attractive? Something like my son would try would make monsters. Ah. All right, no more here. Now we've got that. I'm gonna follow the hair movement here. There's already some like naturally drawn lines in here, so we're just gonna add some more. And then just follow this up. So this part here is going to be underneath. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I'm going to connect that. And make some strokes. I'm going to fill in this corner a little bit, because if this is the hair that's underneath this top piece, then it will be more in shadow than anything else. So just throw some random strokes in there. Alright, and then up here at the top, we're going to add some more shadow here and some strokes here. Just various. And make sure to follow the hairline there, which way the hair is flowing. This is going to be here. It's going to have some strokes up here, some here. We'll do some more strokes along the ear and put some shadow strokes in here. I mean, I'm following a class for this, but you can always customize it. You don't, as long as you know the techniques, you can always change it to what you want, to what you envision. And then here, since there's a lot, this is a highlighted piece. It's going to have this piece here is behind this piece. So this will have, oops, a streak right there. And then it will also have most of the highlight. And this star here will also create a shadow. And then over here, we'll come back in. I'm going to deepen that up a little bit and add a few strokes following the way that the hair is falling. I'm really glad I got a microphone for this because my neighbor's dogs are huskies and they're singing the song of their people. And if you can't hear that, I'm amazed because it's literally all I can hear. All right, now, oh, this is a two-tone hair. Right, forgot about that. That's all right. Now we'll go in and add some of the strokes for, I don't know what color I'm using though, so. So this this one will have brown hair at the top and then hot pink hair coming up in a two-tone way. So I'm going to create all of the strokes that I need for the bottom now before I go any further. And it will end, I guess, around here. Then you're going to see some over here too, and also here. And on this side. Some over there, some all along here. I need to figure it out. Okay, this is moving down and then in. some here as well. And little bits breaking through. And then again, a little bit here at the bottom. So that's not too bad. Okay, so now that's all marked out about where the two-tone is going to begin. And just gonna make these a little bit thicker. All right. So now we've done the E49 and the next. I'm not sure which one is darker. So we've got 89, 74. Oh, we're just changing tone. Okay. 71. So we'll go for E89 and change the tone of it and soften it down a bit. And then go further in with the different, with the lighter colors. We're not going to go over literally everything though. We're just going to we're just going to enhance a little bit, just deepen. So this one is a 89. All right. Anytime I run into a square, a very sharp line or a corner, I'm going to just round it off. There's not so much room up here. Or down here. So just a little bit. And now I'll just go along and extend the ones I've made with the darkest shadow. There's not so much difference between these two colors, the darkest and then the next darkest. So I don't have to spend too much time blending, because only if they were like really right next to each other in a line would you be able to tell. And also hands are hair is stringy, so you want lines. just deepen this. Okay, now going with the next one. This one I do have to blend a bit more because it's not nearly as dark, but it's not really a problem either. And if there's something that I don't like once I'm done, I still have to go back in and do another coat, another second pass with all of the colors, so I can deepen any shadows there. If I don't feel it has enough contrast, or if I don't like, the only thing I can't do, well I can, but the only thing that's not really recommended is to go lighter. You can always go darker. So really make sure I get next to the shadows here. And because this is really all in shadow, I can just fill this in. But I made the strokes too sparse there, so I'll need to, when I go into a second time, need to fix that. But really, if you did it and you liked it, then you don't have to fix it. Just my taste. Okay. I think I do want to go back to the E89 and just hit some of these strokes here. I'll go over, this is the lightest color, so all of the coloring I just did, go over with the lighter color. And I'm going to leave some things white, and I can decide exactly how I want them and what I want to do with them on the second pass. Oh, there's another star there. It's all right. There. This lightest one can come out further where the pink is, because in order to get a kind of seamless blend, the two colors need to meet. So I'm going to come back up here and bring this down a little bit further. Bring this up. Totally. It's not going to get any darker than that. I'll need to go back to that one as well. Yeah. Go around this star. Okay. I know it doesn't look the best, but again, give it time. The more color you add, the better it will be. But we still have to do the pink. Going to use this one here. So I'm just taking this bright pink and going over what I had before, and slowly extending them out. And then I'll just keep going with the lighter and lighter colors. So now this one. Careful not to hit the star. Just follow the pieces that are already there. And again, we're going to go over this one more time. So anything we don't like from this, we can change. We. I. I'm just going over these a lot just to blend them down. Pinks are not my favorite to color with. Yeah, most people who do this have like a preference for one color or a color family over another. Pink is absolutely not mine. Doesn't mean I won't do it, just means I'm really not good at it and I have to really focus and work at it. You would think it would be the same, but I don't know why. It just is not. Blues can blend beautifully. Purples, really nice. Grays, amazing. Lots of browns, no problem. Pinks, not my favorite. All right, so I deliberately left some of those white pieces, didn't color some of those pieces so they're white, so that when I go over it the second time, they'll be even lighter than this lightest color to give more of a pop. And you can actually just even leave some of the white in there to have a pure white highlight. That's not out of the realm of possibility either. So I guess I will just go in and do it all over again. It's not going to take nearly as long. I will be very careful around the face. And this time I can do the strokes at the same time. So that's good. Any questions? Anything else you want to talk about? It's not often that I can do more than one thing at a time, but usually talking isn't too much of a problem. Although, it is me, so no guarantees. What do you think? Can you see the difference between 1 layer and 2 layer? Go closer and focus. There we go. No, the light's really... Oh yeah, you can see. Maybe right in here. So the shadows are just a lot darker now. I think I'm going to darken up this area here. So it looks more like a proper part. And this was my mistake stroke from before. So I have to have it back in. And shadow here. I didn't really do anything with that, so this time I'll really have to focus on it to kind of clean it up. Didn't do under here. Or did I? Probably did, actually. I just want to make sure that you can really, I can see some of the new strokes. I think I'm actually gonna, no, I'm not. I was thinking I was add some more strokes in there, but then it gets really pretty busy, and things get muddled. So I'm actually not going to do that at all. And then we're just going to really quickly go over what I just did and extend it a bit. Make sure I remember to go over here as well. Keep that like that. my video on, so it's way past where I am now. But that's okay. Make sure I get in here and blend this out. I didn't actually add any strokes of hair, and there's not enough room really, but I'd like to add just something. Okay. And this is just blending the previous two dark colors so that we can transition a little bit easier between colors and the pink, between the browns and the pinks. Okay. I think that is about it. Okay. I made a mistake there, so I just extended it a little bit to cover it up, because that is the beauty. And now I'm just going to go over everything, just give it a wash of this lightest color, except for the star. But I made a mistake there too. I have to fix it. Easy. Cut that, cut that. This just softens everything adds the highlights. Okay. We'll go back and do the pinks and just follow what we did before. Because I did not mind at all how that came out. So there's nothing I really want to change. Such a pretty color. I do wish I was better at using it. But it is what it is. I really wanted to get truly better, just paint everything pink. I don't actually like the color pink that much. Probably one of my problems with it. Purples now. All over purple. This final blending with the lightest pink. Soften that up and still make it look like hair. Use this one to blend it into the browns and not into the star. There we go. What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Starting to come together. The face doesn't look as clownish as it was before because now it's surrounded by color. The rest of her skin still looks dark, but that will change as we fill in color all around. Okay. I have to make the stars more starrier. So I have a white gel pen that I'm just going to use to fix the stars and make them white again. Yeah, it is working. Except it's not on that one. Okay. I haven't used white since Christmas. And I don't know. There we go. This is my good pen then. I don't know, some pens I keep so I can have like different effects when making cards. Like I don't want a solid white line, I want like a white, like scraggly line. And those pens are good for that. So I don't throw them away because they have a use, but then I don't know which pen is which. So I'm going to give that a little bit to dry. And then not that one. I'm going to go in with the white pencil. One second. That is a blender as well. There we go. Nope, that's a blender too. Do I only have blenders here? Alright. Have to pull out the big guns. This, it's my pencil case. And I just need a white pencil, and that's a blender. There we go. So now that's had enough time to dry. I'm just going to slightly elongate the edges of the star without getting too like a white line. I want it to look softer so that it looks like it's shining. Can you see that? So it just looks like it has little things coming off of it. So it's properly shining. I get more worried, or I used to get very much worried that things didn't like match up perfectly, or if they didn't look perfectly, that everyone could tell everything, that it looks so poorly. But the thing is when I come up here close like this, you can see that it just gives it an effect. But when I pull it down, it actually looks like I want it to look, like it's just shining. And nobody's going to look at it this close because, you know, what's the point? And it took me a really long time to realize that. A really long time. So let's see what is next. All right, I'm doing rainbow on the shirt. Kind of wish we weren't doing rainbow, but we are. Oops, sorry about that. Is that in focus now? Okay. You have to tell me these things. You have to write so that I can see that something isn't right. Okay. So it's going to go red to pink to purple to blue to aqua, or like blue-green to green to yellow. Oh, that's so much. It's going to look really good though. I do have to say, it will look good. So let me figure out what colors I need for everything. 24, I think. Where is, 20? No. 22. Okay. These will go hopefully nice and quick because they're small sections. Or 20. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. I need to create the stripes so that I know where I'm coloring. Totally makes sense, right? So I'm just going to section them off using this light gray so that I know what goes where. There. How many sections again? Too many sections. Here and then here. All right. Darkest done. Now lightest, medium, base. You know that word. And then lightest. Get to where I need to be so I know what colors to use next. Let me just keep everything out now. RV 69, RV 19, RV 06. No, RV 69. Okay, so this one is going to go, it's going to encompass this fold here too. So just space there and color that in and add it a little bit along here for color separation. This one uses more colors because you need to get to a lighter pink than this lets you. So you have to adjust how you're blending it. You wouldn't be able to go from super, super dark to super light very easily. So you add another color in the mix. Okay, next. Purples, my favorite. VO9. Oops. VO1. Does this go? Yep, this one goes all the way up here. Follow that wrinkle and extend it down here. And then the highlight. Because the highlight is going to go all the way up in the same area, you can just follow it. And I'm leaving all these out because we have to do it a second time. And now we'll go to blue. Okay. Trying to be careful about where the highlight is versus where the other colors blend in, and it's really not that big an area. And apparently this part here is like a highlighted part of the shirt. It's like a ridge that sticks out. So it needs to have a lighter color on it, which then made me squish everything in. Looks okay, but it'll look better when we go over it a second time. I say we like you're doing any of this stuff. I need to stop that. Unless you're following along. In that way, I might actually get in trouble. But I don't know. Now we're doing the blue greens, and again, this is a highlight area, so it will be in the lightest color. So glad I went back and looked to see that we were supposed to mark off where we wanted them. Can you imagine if I tried to do that without it? Wouldn't have been as pretty as it is now, that's for sure. Okay, blue green. And now green, which is a lot of these colors can go away after, I think. And now we're getting into a really small, oops, I forgot to color that. Were you yelling at me? I can't tell if you're not saying anything. My husband and I sometimes watch some streamers, first games that we play. And every time they do something stupid, we yell at the TV like they can hear. So I imagine people are doing that to me too. I probably would be. Go back. We don't really yell at the TV, but we talk to the TV for sure. Okay, green, and finally yellow. This one and this one. Ow. So this is going to have a shadow because of the arm, so I'm going to put a little yellow underneath there, and then it will have shadows on both sides. So it's like a little upside down U. And it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little area. So I'm just doing the best I can. Alright, now I'm going to do that all over again. Bring out the shadows more again. And see if we can get it to pop a little bit more. And then markers are going away because there's too many on my desk. Okay, this is the 4. Blend. Thank you for the follow, Frosty Waffles 13. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. What is this little piece here? I'm going to make it blue. Okay. Can you see a difference at all? Yep. Do the shadows look deeper and the highlights look brighter? I hope so. I'm going to make this blue over here. Forgot a little piece in the back. Does anybody else color with Copics? Am I the only one? Can't forget that little side highlight piece again. And then blue-green. Oops. Little highlight color there again. Oh. And the last but not least, yellow. Again, in an upside down U. So, not enough space to work. So that's okay. Alright, so that looks fairly good. Very clear highlight, but still being able to see the colors. Shadows on both sides. Okay, what's next? Blue jeans. Okay. I need blue jeans, and there are rips in the legs, and I need to do that with the same colors that we did with for the rest of the skin, but that should be nice and quick. I kind of wish I had realized that before, though. I would have liked to have just done it all at one time, but you know. So it should be really, really quick, I think. Just don't think that's a hole. I'm not going to treat it as a hole. Or maybe I should. Maybe I will. And then these here, there would be just a little bit of shadow. The space is really too small to just do much with, other than just do a light blend to show the difference in color. And just so that the shadows have the same level of depth as the rest, I'll do them twice. And the lightest color to blend and give highlight. I feel like I say the same things over and over. Blend, highlight. Oh crap, I missed one in the back. That one I'm not going to do twice though, because I think it's so small and I think it didn't lose much of the shadow in there. Okay, what colors do I need now? It's just all in the same color family, so this one is really good. Oh, I need a drink though. Bertha to the rescue. And then I need to just check this. I hope none of these need to be refilled. Okay, just checking to make sure that my son was picked up. I have to go and get him in an hour and 45 minutes ish. So better get crack-a-lacking. Okay. Like every other time, starting with the darkest color, gonna make some shadows where they would naturally be. Definitely along here. Definitely these creases. And I think all right. I think we're going to follow this line and then give it just a little bit of a space and create that side denim piece. And I'm really going to try hard to be even, but there's a really good chance I'm not. That is the curse of all this stuff. I see all of my mistakes all the time. Everyone who does anything does. And you just see a pretty picture. Hopefully. Okay. And then throw in another shadow here, make it thicker, and make this thicker. And then we'll have some variations there, and we'll follow that there, shadow in the cuff and towards the back, and a little break. Shadow there. Round those things off, make them a little bit more even. These would definitely be shadows here, there. Okay, underneath there would be, oh, we're gonna, okay, be a shadow here, right, and then a shadow here, but to kind of split the middle of the leg and create that inner seam again. And shadow over here. Shadow over here. This needs to be bigger. And shadow over here. You get a shadow. You get a shadow. Everyone gets a shadow. I need to do this, but also this. And then just kind of guesstimate where it would be by following the lines that I've already drawn. And shadow, of course. Shadow here. There. Okay. Now we're taking, this is a 4-color blend. So we're going to go over what we just made. This is also one of my favorite blue combinations. So yay. Blending out the darker with the second darkest. And then behind the leg, of course, it's going to be, behind and under will be the darkest areas. So I'm just going to blend that out. Squeak, squeak, squeak. There is still plenty of ink in this one though, so I'm not going to fill it. Fill it after. Okay. Just going over everything. Slightly extending the colors. Oh, I didn't think about a shadow underneath her hand. It's okay. I'll just use this one and give shadow. There. shadow here. And naturally a shadow at the bottom. Fill this in. And then here and a lot here. All right, last side over here. I'm going to fill that in completely down there because no one's going to see anything there, right? But here, I'm going to keep as much white in the highlight up here so it can differentiate between this dark area and then this other area here, so that the highlight will be up at the top. Then you'll be able to see the two pieces better. Okay. Shadow, shadow, shadow. Right. Next color, B93. And it will start to more define the pants. Oops. Really should have been a little bit darker under here because she's sitting on it, right? Okay. And we're going to start following these, going around here as well. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Add some distinguishing marks here. Blend this all out. Same with over here. Not going to have as much highlight. Did not do that over here. Then okay. I'm going to go over everything with the last color and blend all of that. This one may need some ink. I don't know, can you hear the squeak? To let me know if you can. Okay, I might have to put more ink in it because I'm not sure I can handle the squeak. Oh yeah, that needs it. One moment. B. Okay. Oh, it's so dry too. That's really the good thing about these markers, is that you don't have to just go buy another marker. You can just get more ink, refill it, use it again. They are an investment. They are not cheap. But if you really want to color and color a lot, it's worth doing it. I need to give that a second for it to kind of equalize a bit. So I'm just going to make sure that the rest of the house isn't on fire as I do this. Check in with people. Go to the bathroom. Go get a drink of water. We've got a minute. Just taking a slight break so that this one hopefully it won't squeak as much. And let me send a message. That should be enough. Much better, right? You didn't really want to hear all that squeaking, did you? Not that it's going to be completely squeak-free. I mean, it's a marker, but better than it was before. Absolutely. Okay. So that's that. Now I'm going to go over it quick for a second coat. Deepen up those shadows. Better define some things that are a little bit light. For example, I should have put a little bit of shadow there, right? Follow this and make this line cleaner a little bit. Yeah. And okay. Okay. Okay, brought back a lot of dark, right? Now when we blend this out, we won't get rid of as much as we did before. Good base of color on there now. Good blending. And I'm actually extending out the shadow just a little bit more than I had before. Because I actually wanted it a little bit darker. Does it look good? Yes, no? Yes, no in the chat. And then I can read it. Okay. done. Right. What are you thinking? Hmm? Should have filled this one too, apparently. We're almost done, so. And need to stop futzing around and get this finished so I can get my kid on time. We still have a long way to go. Try to be really careful, probably overly careful when I color. Try not to make mistakes, obvious things. That when you want to do something, you want to do it well. But now, I'm running out of time, so speed first. But there we go. Actually, I really blend out this bottom one. Oh, I need to stop being such a perfectionist sometimes. But I don't know how. So, putting the marker down. All right, what is next? Yeah. We're going to create an aged effect. Okay, if we must, need to find that marker. Which I don't have out. Or I do have out. All right, there's just way too many markers here and I can't keep track of everything. almost there. I'm having a problem here because I'm being told to use a marker that I can't find in my collection, which, since I have them all, is troubling. And they do exist. So what on earth should I do with those markers? AD. Okay. I think there's a very good chance I've put them away in a place that they don't belong. And I'm just having a really hard time finding them. So what on earth? Am I blind? I must be. Gotta be. Really, must be. I'm gonna find these things and be so. Oh, I am partially blind. Here's one. And there's the other. Totally blind, not even partially. Just totally blind. Alright. So we're just going to add some grunge. I don't know why we're doing that, but okay. Probably just to break them up a little bit. So just randomly adding grunge. And then just go around the edges and soften up the grunge. So it blends better. And now we are going to add texture. I can't believe those are right in front of my face. Stupid. Now we're going to add texture by using the colorless blender and adding lines into the jeans. So they're not as like clean looking. So I'm just going to do this quickly. The darker it is, the better you'll be able to see. And the more layers. of this that you put on, you'll be able to see it better. Takes a little bit, and then we'll turn the other way. Go over this one a little bit more. Then we'll go over it enough until you can see it a bit better. And all this does is make really light, like faded areas. So that when you look at it, it's not just 100% smooth. It looks lived in. All right. Belt. Oh, belt loops. Blah. Okay. And those are so small, I'm not going to bother to do them more than once. You'll barely be able to see that they're blue. So, okay, E18. Shadow, highlight there, shadow, shadow, shadow. But this is also leather, so it's going to have a bit of a texture. So I'm not going to color it like everything else. I'm just going to kind of dab. Give it a chance to have a kind of weathered look. Yeah. Like that. And I could. I guess I just will quickly. It's not going to take too long. There we go. Okay. Gonna pencil in a bit of a white line. Give it, I really probably should just use the, yeah. Make it look like it has some thickness to it. But I'm going to lightly dab with my fingers so it's not a strong, sharp white line, and make it an even-ish there. Okay, rainbow colors on the bracelet. There's really not the only thing I can do is kind of go adjacent to the bracelet to give it that color. Because the bracelet itself is black. So I can just give the illusion that there is color. Don't know if this yellow is going to pop out though. Let's see. Green. And blue and red and purple down here. Put some blue here. Red and all right, now we're gonna do the moon. So 15, 11, double, triple. So we're just gonna do that moon behind her. And we're only going to appear like the deepest part is just here in the center. And blend out from there with all the other colors. And as we go out further, we'll go out all around further. So we'll go so there would be yellow like here, over here. If you imagine like a circle, so. And then go all okay. Now we're going to work on the sky. So I have a lot of markers to go. E14. I really don't think that's the right color, but okay. Let's see what happens. Maybe 8 or 6. And BVO2. There's like 300 something of these markers. So, yeah. Okay. All right. B99. I don't have a border around here, and nor should I, but I'm kind of just going to quickly pencil one in so that I have a guide for myself. So, hey, 11, so maybe like, I don't want to be coloring this world forever here. I really need to see. Oh, never mind, I misunderstood. If the sky is only going in this section here. Okay, well that's way easier. So, oh, this part of the sky is only going there. Okay. So I'm going to try and keep out like as much. I'm not going to worry too much if there's some small circles and things. I can always put those in after with the white. So I'm just going to get this down. And then blend it. And I want it directional, so I'm going to slowly start extending that way. And then I'm going to rough up the edges so I have a better time with it blending. And we're going to have to finish this at another time. I'm going to finish this sky and then maybe I can get back on over the weekend and finish it, because I need to go pick up my kid, who I'm sure is having a wonderful time at his favorite people's house. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a break there. And then, oh, change it up. Yay. Okay, and then we come with this one. And we just put a little scribble in here, apparently. Just a scribble. Like this. And then we blend it out. And then we merge the blends. So we have another color over there and then going into that one. So, oops, almost ruined the star. And I'm just going to keep going over it until it softens. And what I really should do is have a piece of paper under, but I don't have time. So I just want these edges to soften. And I'm just going to keep going over it until that line blurs, because that's really the only, when you're going from two totally different colors, like this blue violet to this pink purple, you kind of just have to brute force it. And that's what that is. And now we're going to put another kind of bluish purple and let that be that transition color between them. I'm kind of bummed I just totally ran out of time. I wasn't paying attention. Well, I thought I had more time than I do. Definitely thought I had more time than I do. So I'll just have to continue this next time. I could probably do it over the weekend at some point. Or maybe even later tonight, once the kid goes back to bed. Or goes to bed, I should say. After dinner. I don't know. Make sure you follow so that you can find out when that is, because then you'll get notifications of when I go live. I haven't quite figured out a schedule yet, so yeah. Stop. Okay. I'll just put in a little bit over here. This. I'm trying to make it so that it is more like magical, I guess. Just different colors and different shapes and different places. And then just blend them all in. I'll bring back this to blend that side in. Come in with the blue. And go back in with the blue violet. Do some more over here. I think I have to end there because I really need to go. So, I'm not sure when I'll be back. I will finish the rest of it on live stream, and we'll see what the sky turns into. But for now, that's where we are, and make sure you follow so that when I do go live next time, until I put a schedule up, you can get a notification. So, thanks for joining me. And I will see you later. Bye.